Hi friends, this is Kanaka and today I have brought for you 5 tips on how to give a negative feedback to someone. You know what? I came across a very interesting research. The research says that even though managers dislike giving negative feedback, but the employees value hearing a negative feedback and often they value it more than a positive feedback. However, there is a catch in this research. It says that the manager should maintain a healthy balance and an ideal ratio between positive feedback and negative feedback. And what is that ratio? Ideally, managers should give out 5 positive compliments or praises and then 1 negative feedback. So the ideal ratio is 5:1. Well, now that you know that negative feedback holds importance, let's now discuss what are the 5 useful techniques that you can use whenever you are going for your next discussion on performance feedback. Starting with the first tip, build rapport with the other person. If you want to give a negative feedback without being disliked, then you should work upon building positive relationship, long-lasting relationship over time with the other person. Think about it like this. Would you be more receptive to a feedback when it is coming from a close friend whom you trust or from a manager who interacts with you just once every month? Of course, from a person whom you trust more. And that is why it is important to build a positive rapport with the other person and tell them that you have their best interest in mind. Coming to the next tip now, tip number 2. Do not use the sandwich approach. It is often said that you should sandwich your negative feedback between 2 positive feedback or 2 compliments or 2 praises. However, a study states that it doesn't work. In fact, half of the people completely skip the middle part of the conversation once it is over. They just remember the initial compliment and the last compliment. Hence, always give your message separately. Do not dilute the negative message. Give it constructively and separately. Coming to tip number 3, do not accumulate the negative feedback. I've often seen managers delaying the negative feedback for weeks, months, quarters, and then pouring it out all at once. The worst is when managers wait till the annual appraisal to give the negative feedback. No, the negative feedback, the constructive feedback should be given in real time. Because when you give so much of negative feedback after a month or after a quarter, the other person, the receiver, might get overwhelmed. And there is another very important reason to giving feedback in real time, which is when a constructive feedback is administered in small doses, then the chances of improvement in behavior by the receiver increases. The improvement in behavior begins. Hence, always remember that the feedback should be as close to the time when that incident occurred. Coming to the 4th tip now, being very specific. Do not make any assumptions while giving feedback. Be very object-oriented and stick to the facts. Let's take an example to understand this. So instead of saying that Raghav, you are lazy or you are not punctual, a manager should say that Raghav, recently you have been coming to office very late and leaving early. These are impacting our project timelines. With this, Raghav will be given an opportunity to explain the reason of getting late to office. There might be some personal emergency at his place, which is the reason of him coming late to office. Hence, do not get personal while giving feedback and be very, very specific. Coming to the 5th and the last tip now. After the feedback, give some time and space to the other person. Understand that even your top performers can consider a negative feedback as a major setback. So, if you feel that the feedback is very difficult to handle or to hear, then ensure that you give the other person some time, a little breather, some space once the discussion is over so that he can process the same and absorb the feedback which he has just received. This will give the other person time to evaluate what has happened in the past and how we can take corrective action in the future to ensure that the quality of work is not hampered. So guys, the crux for you from the video is to understand that feedback is a two-sided coin. On one side is praise and on the other side is criticism. The good news is that employees want to hear both the sides from you as a manager. However, the frequency of a negative feedback should be 1/5 of that of a positive feedback. Lastly, the negative feedback is given to a person not to tell him how to do things or what is to be done. Instead, it is given to improve his behavior and consequently the quality of his work. I hope that you will find these 5 tips to be useful and you will use them the next time you go for a performance discussion. If yes, I would love to hear your experience of the discussion by commenting on the video. If you found the tips to be useful, do not forget to press the like button and subscribe to my channel. I keep on coming back to you with some more content. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.